Some women are warned, some women suspect, and some women believe, because belief feels safe in the truth. This is not a story about a woman who ignored the signs. It's about a woman who chose love over fear, trust over doubt, and loyalty over self-protection. She believed in her husband when it cost her everything. She believed because she loved him, and because sometimes the most dangerous lie is the one we tell ourselves. The woman who believed him. Everyone said Emily Harper was lucky. She believed that too, for a long time. She believed it when Daniel Harper slipped a ring onto her finger under cheap fairy lights in a rented backyard. She believed it when he promised stability, honesty, forever, the holy trinity of men who know how to sound sincere. She believed it when he kissed her forehead instead of her lips and said, "I'll always choose you." Emily believed because believing was easier than doubting the man she built her life around. That's what love does. It builds, quietly, brick by brick, until one day you realize you're living inside something you never inspected for cracks. Emily met Daniel when she was 27, old enough to be cautious, young enough to still hope. He was charming in a restrained way, not loud, not flashy. He listened, or at least he looked like he did. He asked about her job, her childhood, the way she took her coffee. Men who listen feel rare. Men who pretend to listen are everywhere. They married 2 years later. No big ceremony. No drama. Emily didn't want spectacle. She wanted security. She wanted a partner who came home at night and meant it. Daniel came home every night. That was the first lie that fooled her. He worked in sales. Client dinners, late meetings, networking events. The words sounded responsible, adult, necessary. Emily supported him without question. She reheated dinners, left lights on, fell asleep with the TV murmuring to keep the silence from asking questions. Sometimes he smelled like perfume that wasn't hers. Emily told herself it was the office, or someone's hug, or her imagination reaching for trouble. Trust is an act of loyalty. Denial is its shadow. The other woman's name was Lauren Mitchell. Emily didn't know that yet. She just knew there was someone. It started small. Daniel turning his phone face down, taking calls outside, laughing at texts he never shared. When Emily asked who it was, he said, "Work." When she asked why work made him smile like that, he said, "You're reading too much into things." She apologized for asking. That apology stayed with her longer than it should have. Emily believed him because believing felt like love, and doubting felt like betrayal. She didn't want to be that woman, the suspicious wife, the one who checks phones and counts minutes. She told herself real love didn't need proof. Lauren believed something too. She believed Daniel when he said his marriage was already dead. She believed him when he said Emily didn't understand him, didn't see him, didn't touch him anymore. She believed she was different, special, temporary at first, then permanent. Men like Daniel don't cheat because they're unhappy. They cheat because they want more than one version of themselves to survive. Emily found out by accident. They always do. It wasn't lipstick on a collar or a message left open. It was a receipt, crumpled, forgotten. from a restaurant Emily had been begging Daniel to try for months. He'd said it was too expensive. The date on the receipt wasn't a work night. Emily stood in the kitchen, holding that small piece of paper like it could explain itself. When Daniel came home, she didn't yell. She didn't cry. She didn't accuse. She asked one question. "Who did you go with?" Daniel paused. That pause was the loudest sound in their marriage. He denied it first, then minimized it, then blamed stress, then blamed her distance, then blamed the timing, then blamed nothing at all, because by then he knew the truth had already done its work. Lauren was just someone. It didn't mean anything. It wasn't serious. Emily listened carefully, not because she believed him, but because she wanted to remember the exact moment her faith collapsed. When he finally said, "I never meant to hurt you," something inside her broke cleanly. No explosion, no mess, just a quiet, permanent fracture. He promised to end it. He cried, real tears, or at least convincing ones. Emily forgave him. That's the part people judge hardest. But forgiveness feels like power when you're desperate to keep the life you recognize. It feels like strength when you're afraid to start over. It feels like love when you don't know what else to call it. Daniel stayed. Lauren didn't go away. Cheating doesn't stop when it's discovered. It just becomes better organized. Emily noticed the changes. Daniel became kinder, too kind. He brought flowers, cooked dinners, asked questions again. But his eyes were somewhere else, always slightly past her. Lauren noticed too. He promised her endings he never delivered. Said soon like it was a plan instead of a delay. She waited because hope makes liars convincing. Emily trusted again because trusting was the only way she knew how to love. That was a cruel triangle. 3 people believing different lies from the same man. Emily found the truth the second time on purpose. She checked his phone while he slept. No drama, no shaking hands, just quiet resolve. The messages weren't poetic. They were practical. Plans, complaints, jokes Emily had heard before, now recycled. Shared memories that weren't hers anymore. Lauren knew about Emily. Emily hadn't known about Lauren. That imbalance hurt more than the affair. She confronted him calmly. Daniel didn't deny it. He didn't even look ashamed. "I don't want to lose either of you," he said. That sentence ended the marriage. Emily packed a bag that night. Not everything, just enough. She left behind the house, the photos, the version of herself who believed love always meant loyalty. Daniel didn't chase her. Lauren moved in 2 weeks later. Emily rebuilt quietly. New apartment, new routine, same scars. She stopped believing men when they said, "Trust me." She stopped apologizing for questions. She stopped romanticizing silence. She didn't become bitter. She became careful. Years later, she heard Daniel married Lauren. She heard it through mutual friends who tried to soften the story with time. Said things like people change and maybe it worked out. Emily smiled politely and went home alone. On a cold night in December, Emily received a message from a number she didn't recognize. It was Lauren. She wrote, "I should have believed you." Emily stared at the screen for a long time. She never replied. Because some lessons don't need answers, just witnesses. Daniel cheated on Lauren, too. Some men don't change. They just rotate their excuses. Emily stood in her kitchen that night, older, steadier, finally honest with herself. She had believed in love. She had believed in marriage. She had believed in him. And that belief cost her years she would never get back. But it also taught her something no betrayal could take away. Trust should be earned every day. Love should never require blindness. And the right person will never ask you to doubt yourself just to keep them. Emily turned off the light and went to bed alone. Heartbroken, yes, but free. Emily didn't lose her marriage the day she found out. She lost it the day she learned that love, when betrayed often enough, teaches you to survive instead of dream. She never screamed. She never begged. She never took revenge. She walked away carrying a heart that still knew how to love, just no longer blindly. Some men leave bruises you can see. Others leave lessons you feel every time you trust again. And somewhere out there, Daniel is still looking for a woman who believes him. Emily isn't looking anymore. She already knows the truth. And this time, she believes herself.